Welcome to Inside the Sheriff's Office. I'm Sheriff Manuel Gonzalez III. I'd like to welcome my very special guest, Under Sheriff Sid Covington, a special friend of mine, and a colleague, and a well-respected law enforcement officer within the law enforcement community. I wanted him to talk a little bit today about outside law enforcement requests. Sometimes they come from other law enforcement agencies, sometimes they come from elected officials, and moreover, they come from the public. So can you please discuss that with us?
Sure, Sheriff. You know, we handle 125,000 plus calls of service each year. Sometimes people, I think, don't necessarily know how to access us. And you've always talked about giving people unfettered access to the Sheriff's Department. You've talked about collaboration and partnerships, and that's what we try to embody at the Sheriff's Department. In reference to the policy of outside agency requests, sometimes I think that people, maybe politicians, maybe elected officials, want to put their fingers into the Sheriff's Department. And I think ultimately they're trying to help people, but they sometimes get in the way of the process. We want to give people unfettered access to where they can come to us directly. We've set up social media sites. We have the Sheriff's app. We have many different ways that people can contact us. When we do have an outside agency request, it needs to come to the sheriff or the administration so that we can send that request down to the appropriate people. But again, we want to work with the community. We want to work hand in hand and side by side with those people, fulfilling whatever their needs are.
Thank you. Well, that's very important. And I think one of the things I wanted to bring up more recently is, we got a request from Commissioner Talbert's office. And I think he always handles these things very professionally. He has his assistant call our headquarters. That request comes into our headquarters, and then we delegate that information back into the public. That really streamlines the process, and it really gives us the edge on servicing the public. So we need to really reinforce those good things that sometimes these elected officials are doing.
Yeah, what I think we want the general public to know is you can contact us directly. You can call dispatch anytime, 24/7, 365. You can go by a substation. You can flag down a deputy. We're there for you. We're there to serve you. We're there to collaborate with you and to problem solve with you. But if you do contact another agency and they reach to us, like you said, Sheriff, the correct process is getting directly to the administration so that we can filter that down the chain. We don't need people to try to solve the problems for us. That's what we're there for. We're there to work with the community to solve those problems. But you're right, Commissioner Talbert has often sent the request directly to you through his office, and that's the correct way to do it. Yes, sir.
Under Sheriff Covington, I'd like to thank you for taking the time to explain to the public the topic of outside request. I'd like to personally thank you for coming on the show, and I'm looking forward to working with you again. And thanks again, and I enjoyed this segment.
Yes, sir. Thank you.